Part 3, returning home to yourself. If you stayed with me until this moment, I want to say something from the deepest part of my heart. Thank you. Not because you watched another video, but because you're choosing yourself in a world that constantly tells us to become more, do more, achieve more, prove more. You've chosen, if only for this moment, to simply be present. That may be one of the most courageous decisions you make today, because presence changes everything. Not overnight, not through force, but gently, quietly, almost like the sunrise. The darkness doesn't argue with the light, it simply disappears as the light becomes stronger. Healing often happens the same way, not through fighting yourself, but through bringing more awareness, more compassion, and more love into the places that have lived in fear. One of the greatest misunderstandings about awakening is that it is an event. I don't believe that to be so. I believe awakening is a lifelong unfolding, layer after layer, season after season. Every time we think we've arrived, life longingly reveals another invitation to grow. That's not failure, that's grace. There were seasons in my own journey when I believed I had finally healed, then life would present another circumstance, another relationship, another unexpected loss, and I would discover another place inside me that I was still asking to be loved. And at first I became discouraged. I thought, I've already healed this. Perhaps you've thought that too. But healing isn't linear. It's more like walking up a spiral staircase. You return to familiar places. Each time you arrive, you're from your higher perspective. The lesson isn't the same. You're not the same. You simply have a greater capacity to meet it with wisdom. That realization changed everything for me. Instead of asking, why is this happening again? I began asking, what deeper invitation is life offering for me now? That single question transformed frustration into curiosity, and curiosity is one of the safest emotional states for the nervous system. Now, I'd like to share a practice that has become deeply meaningful in my own life. It's beautifully simple. You don't need special equipment. You don't need years of spiritual study. You don't need to earn God's love before you begin. You simply find a quiet space, sit comfortably, allow your shoulders to soften, let your jaw relax. Take a slow, deep breath in through your nose. Exhale gently. Again, inhale. Exhale. Notice something. You don't have to force your heart to beat. You don't have to remind your lungs to breathe. Life itself is already moving through you. Perhaps there is something profoundly comforting about that. So often we live as though everything depends on us. We carry responsibilities that were never ours to carry. We believe that if we don't hold everything together, everything will fall apart. But perhaps today, just for a moment, you can allow yourself to be held instead. Whether you understand God as a loving creature or the divine sacred presence or simply the mystery of life itself, imagine that love surrounding you, not asking you to perform, not asking you to prove yourself, simply inviting you to rest. Feel your body against the chair. Feel your feet touching the floor. Notice the air moving across your skin. Become aware of this present moment. This moment is the only place where peace can actually be experienced. Not in yesterday, not tomorrow, only here. Presence has a remarkable quality. It interrupts fear. Fear almost always lives in an imagined future or remembered past. Presence gently returns us to what's real. Now silently ask yourself, what am I feeling? Don't explain it, don't analyze it, just notice. Perhaps there's sadness, maybe joy, perhaps numbness, perhaps uncertainty. Every feeling is welcome. Nothing has to be pushed away. Now ask another question. How can I allow this feeling to exist without becoming it? There is a profound difference between saying I feel anxious and I am anxiety. One is an experience, the other becomes your identity. You are infinitely more than any emotion that passes through your awareness. Like clouds moving across the sky, feelings arise, feelings remain, feelings eventually pass, but the sky itself remains unchanged. Perhaps awareness is like that sky. Thoughts will come, they'll go. Emotions will come, they'll go. Experiences will come, and they'll go. Yet there is something within you that quietly just observes it all. Many spiritual traditions speak of this witnessing awareness in different ways. My own understanding is that becoming more aware of this quiet inner presence helps us respond with greater wisdom instead of reacting from fear. As the mind becomes quieter, something beautiful begins to happen. Compassion naturally grows, not because you force it, but because fear is no longer making every decision. You stop needing everyone to agree with you. You stop trying to rescue everyone. You stop apologizing for existing. Boundaries no longer will feel selfish. Rest no longer feels like failure, and silence no longer feels empty. You begin to feel sacred. One of the questions I receive most often is this: how do I know I am really awakening? I don't think the answer is found in extraordinary experiences. I think it's found in ordinary moments. Can you remain peaceful when someone misunderstands you? Can you choose kindness without abandoning yourself? Can you forgive without allowing continued harm? Can you love without confronting? Can you sit quietly without needing constant distraction? Or can you find joy in simple things? Maybe the warmth of the sun, a bird singing outside your window, a grandchild laughing, the smell of rain, I don't know, a cup of tea, a gentle breeze. These moments are not insignificant. They're reminders that life has always been here, waiting for our attention. And one of the greatest shifts in my own journey happened when I stopped searching for extraordinary spiritual experiences in every day. Instead, I began discovering God in ordinary moments, in silence, in stillness, in gratitude, in service, in compassion. That changed everything for me because awakening stopped being something I was chasing. I became someone and began living it, not perfectly. None of us live perfectly. I still have moments when old fears arise. I still have days when I become tired. I still have seasons where life stretches me. The difference is this: I no longer fight myself. When fear appears, I listen. When sadness arrives, I welcome it. I don't shame it. When the nervous system becomes overwhelmed, I don't shame it. I thank it. I remind myself that it has worked very hard to protect me and that it is okay to rest now. What a beautiful conversation to have with your nervous system. Not with criticism, not with judgment, just gratitude. Our nervous system has carried us through every challenge we've ever faced. It deserves our compassion. And perhaps that's the deepest lesson of all. Awakening is not about escaping humanity. It's about embracing it with love. It's about discovering the healing isn't becoming someone else. That healing is remembering who you were before fear convinced you that you were unworthy of love. If today's message resonates with you, I invite you to become part of my growing community. We are here to explore spirituality with humanity, compassion, and curiosity, and respect for both lived experiences and thoughtful understanding. So if this teaching encourages you, consider subscribing so we continue this journey together. Share in the comments, what part of your journey are you learning to meet with compassion? Your story may be exactly what someone else needs to hear today. Perhaps a friend, a family member, or someone quietly struggling. Share the message with them, not because you're trying to convince anyone, but because sometimes one conversation, one act of kindness, one remembering that they are not broken can change the course of a person's life. So thank you for spending time with me. May you and your day be blessed. Namaste, everyone.